The challenges faced by IT managers in South Africa always start with the perennial problem of bandwidth,
which is of course required to ensure that communication systems remain continuous 100% of the time.
The infrastructure that's available to deliver these services over is not as up-to-date as it should be.
There's a fairly serious unpredictability around that.
The bandwidth constraints we have, sometimes the mails just don't go through.
We do find that there are hiccups to delivery of services.
Bandwidth is very expensive, and the amount of bandwidth is still limited compared to many other countries.
And because we don't have a lot of bandwidth, everybody is fighting for this bandwidth.
It's not uncommon for very large organizations to have 2 meg connections to the internet.
Total bandwidth outages become a very real pain that those organizations have to face. Mimecast solves the bandwidth problem in a variety of ways.
The ability to link on size with attachments has saved us a huge amount of bandwidth.
Rejecting unauthorized connections or non-business legitimate emails at the perimeter or in the cloud.
Reducing the spam that gets transmitted from the internet into our environment has also meant that we can reserve that space for our mission-critical applications.
Our key risk in facing email security was always spam.
In the region of 60 to 80% of the emails received are not legitimate business emails.
Clients getting blacklisted constantly because they can't effectively control spam.
We did a calculation where even if it was taking 5 seconds to deal with each spam message, just first to read it through quickly to ensure it wasn't legitimate and then delete it, quantified by the number of time-based professionals in our organization, that was costing us tens of thousands of rand a day.
The amount of bandwidth that spam was eating into, and that was hurting us in the bottom line.
We had on-site spam filters in place. However, the accuracy of those filters was probably about 60 to 80%.
Mimecast has really made a big impact on our efficiency and productivity.
You don't have to worry about spam attacks, virus attacks, denial of service attacks.
We were the first provider to deliver an anti-spam and antivirus service that was internet service provider independent.
We have inboxes that aren't cluttered with spam. We also are able to keep people's inboxes and mailbox sizes very lean.
Saved on bandwidth. Our spam went almost down to 0.
It's better for our customers because that way they have full control over their infrastructure.
But still being able to deliver the service that anyone can find any email anytime they need one.
Some of the issues that we're facing in Africa is connectivity.
We need to have consistent communication via our email systems.
When an Exchange server goes down, it costs companies millions and millions.
We've got executives traveling all over the world and they need to be constantly connected to their email.
And if they're unable to connect from where they are, they need to travel typically significant distances to get back to a location where they can.
It's difficult, it's expensive, connectivity is a bit erratic in Africa.
Mimecast solves the continuity strategy for the IT department because we have what's called the Mimecast services for Outlook.
It's a brilliant approach in the sense of seamless connectivity, or seamless continuity rather.
We provide a multi-site, geographically dispersed data center designed infrastructure.
So that they can access their mail anywhere. Doesn't matter if they're in Africa or in the Middle East or in Asia Pacific.
They tend to be able to move over to a different type of connectivity which is seamless.
End users can still send and receive email even though they're not connected to Exchange.
Mimecast's always-on service provides customers with a level of assurance that their emails will always be delivered no matter whether their connectivity is up or down.
We've had some outages in our email environment, but the clients and the users, they don't realize that it occurred.